calm down, it's fine. Right. We are on Sim 1 though, to start off with. Normal service. Hello Cap, welcome in. Buxton, the place where the water comes from, right? Buxton Water. Is it actually made there? Like that's what it's named after? I suppose it is. Okay, look at that, mate. So that works. Do you see any of the others that appear? Well, they do work. Nice. That does work. On TikTok's case, you're going to see me doing really silly faces because it doesn't mess up the cam on that screen. So that's going to look even funnier. That'll be very amusing. Oh, and surprise, surprise, I don't see the TikTok chat in the collective rest of the chats. So we'll just have to wait and see if that connects or not. Application is still open. If your application is, well, if it is closed but yours is still there, that means it's still being looked through. When the general session is closed, they'll then look through all of them fully. Assuming your application wasn't immediately denied because you wrote something stupid. If you were, you know, please give me roll, that's just an instant decline, isn't it? Stupid application. Upside down, because these are redeems. They're testing the redeems. So I guess they do work. Did I skim through this? Next one I'll do all the way through, because I still have the panel open as well. Neither of us suspect. There's a lot of things going on here. There's a lot. There's a lot. Hello, Tails, big fan. Welcome in. Officially. Imagine I only greet you if you redeem the high thing. Hello, Crone. PC is, your PC will be crying a bit. I think it cries more in Duisburg, though. Duisburg is slightly more intense. Because everyone's jammed. At least you can get out of Calais. You can't get out of Duisburg. I did have a good weekend, yes. I was working on video stuff, mostly, and chilling around. I've also progressed quite a bit in the Star Trucker stuff, but I haven't done the missions. All I was doing is flying around, finding loot and such like that, and you know. The mission is ready to go. We could do it tomorrow. It's probably the final mission. That was really silly. And then you said something at the start? Someone said something at the start. Someone else. You need DLCs for pro mods? Yes. Only looking at this one. Yeah, Duisburg is always a mess. It's always a case of someone tells me to look at it, then I do look at it, and then I'll fly away, and then they'll tell me, go look at Duisburg. Again and again and again. Cars are the worst. The drivers are the worst. A VTC thing would somehow be nice if you're going to have sort of clans, in a way, like an in-game clan feature. And then you can find where your, like a friend thing, just a built-in friend thing, you can see where your friends are on the map. But you can see that on Convoy anyway. So, this one I think is because they followed that one. It's a bit silly though. You're in the correct lane. Left lane is correct. This isn't that bad because you pushed. It would have been worse if you didn't try and counter it and try and push more. But you know, this is Calais. This is outside Calais. Truckee tried it. You can see VTC members on the map, so it would be something like that. And of course you can see your TMP members on the map. Which is quite nice. Truckee's map seems to be, even though it's taking its data from TMP's one, it seems to be smoother for some reason. Trucks only. It's a nod back to several years ago where we had Europe 3, which was no cars. No, you don't have to do the driving school. No. You could try it. I have to send a message because the thing isn't working. Let me with the TikTok connection thing. What's it show? So I have to look down at my TikTok chat because, of course, god damn it. My day's going well, big fan. What it takes to be a translator. Ideally, when they do translation rounds of recruitment, they might be focusing on a few particular languages. They might be deficient. Is that the word? Though they don't have that many of them. But generally speaking, if you speak any other language, it's always worth applying because you never know. You'd apply in the same way as something else. I don't know what questions they'd ask you, specific questions. Maybe giving you example phrases. I don't know. Translate this into your language. Concrete. To the city, or you mean here? This one has been here for not as long as this one down here. But I understand this one. For the people that try and merge at the very end. They will still do that, but it's a little bit further back. No, your report is not busy. No. Always in Duisburg. It's just the other end of the road. Cali to Duisburg. Annoying. Right, let me do this properly, okay? We're going to watch one report. And you'll notice the barriers and stuff aren't there. They don't load in reports. So all the way through, watching this all the way through. Console, we don't know if it's going to be this year. There's been no dates. You know what really grinds my gears? Even for a person that is so unbelievably chill? Every post SCS now does. All the comments are people that have such short attention spans that the only thing they comment is either a gif of either one of the consoles or just day 14 of waiting for console news. That was close. Can you not be just worried about anything else? Like, do you want them to rush the release? That means it's going to be crap and then you're going to complain about it. Think about it. That's all they comment. Coaches, we don't know. It could be in TMP. If they're going to be just vehicles to use, then possibly. Perhaps. But we don't know whether there'll be their own little mode for it. Given that the comparison between ATS and ETS is that Road Trip is its own little mode separate, I assume, from single player, the coaches are kind of ETS's equivalent of that, so perhaps they'll be their own mode as well, I don't know. Day X of waiting. How about we do like things that we're actually waiting for, right? Day 1, starting today, day 1 of improved performance. Now that's something we can all get behind, Would be nice. Serbia to London, probably. There are trips that are longer than that. Never seen me punishing anyone. You don't know if I am, because on the TikTok stream, it's the middle part. I'll tell you if someone gets banned or not, but you don't see it. And in the videos, I don't show you whether the person is banned or not. It's just what they did leading up to that. Ooh, potentially like this. Whenever the report ends, I'll skip back. It's like the kids in the back seat, exactly. Didn't SCS say you'll need a new save? Maybe. Maybe a new profile, just so it doesn't conflict with your current one if you're using different vehicles. That could be a good idea. Frost, welcome in. Hun, welcome in. This was just unnecessary. They slowed down to let them out. Why did you pass? As if, why did they slow down? You had time to stop as well. So why didn't you? Because your speed on approach, well yeah, you were speeding up assuming they would. You still had distance to slow down. Yours weighs less than this. And more and more and more. You know. Stream dying, shouldn't be. Thank you for the moist. So yes, you see how nothing appeared on your screen, Mac? But yes, that was a ban. Yes. I'm lying. How dare you? You're flying. Wow. You grew your wings, girl. Slay. Proud of you for that. Banned from reporting others. Did you report something badly or you broke 1.4? Because that's what you get. You now have to make a ticket to request that you get unbanned from that. That sucks, doesn't it? That's what you get. If you break that rule too many times by just reporting badly, that's what happens. Big fan, Ashley. There's yours. Hope you're doing well. Stream type popping up. Oh, it reset, did it? May I ask what country you're from? But where do I sound like I'm from? Do keep in mind that I do silly accents on top of my normal accent, which does confuse people, because a lot of my audience is generally European, and they get very confused. So, Southern? From Texas? Just lost my deep accent, yeah. That's exactly what the problem is. So all the follows as well, all the things on the TikTok stream, I don't see them. I don't hear them. I hear them, but I don't know who it is. So I appreciate that. Do not think I'm ignoring you. I'm not. Geordie, but you don't have an accent. Consider yourself lucky then, because isn't the Geordie accent not only one of the strangest ones, but one of the strongest accents as well? Southerner. Ugh. Yeah, here it's just north versus south. And if you have any accent, any other accents that stand out, then yes. The northern accents, well, yeah, generally they do sound different, but then you have east and west. If you hear mine versus someone that lives in Cornwall, for example, which is, or Bristol, the Bristolian accent, that's far over the other side. They all sound very different. Because England, of course, you move the next town and someone sounds different to you. The Scouse accent? No. A lot of saliva needed for the Scouse accent. I'm not a fan of it. It just sounds a bit strange. Southampton? Does that really sound too different? No, I don't know many people from there. That's just kind of in the middle, isn't it? Oh, it does work. The chat shows up now. Good. South African accent is very... I don't have any words to describe any of these, but that does sound like an interesting accent. I have heard some of the South African accent. The port. This port over here? This is when we remade the entire rest area. This rest area was tiny beforehand. It was squished. People ended up doing a loop on themselves because they had to keep crossing over each other's roads to get in their side of the field. It's very silly. Hello, Ben. Welcome in. How are we? We're doing well. One person has been banned so far. Record numbers, I know. Impressive. Yeah, so that's an improvement. We have now improved both fuel stations. If you will see them on single player, you'll see them in the normal size. They are tiny. The intersection is also bigger for the same reason. Because it's tiny in single player. And of course, single player is not made for all of these people. So, time. Asking for my time right now. There was a command we had with a bot that works with in-game stuff. If you did time, it will tell you the current in-game time, which is different. Oh, you mod? Yes. TMP is not making it. TMP is not making it. We will update the map because it will be an update to the game anyway. Pro mods will have their version and then they'll eventually update to the new version. It just doesn't sound logical to have a separate, like this part of the map that stays somewhere. You'd need to have it on a separate server because so much of the map will change. Again, it's not like one intersection, chat. It's an entire region. What has justified you saying that? Multilingual, by the way. I can totally speak Turkish. I can understand it. How often do trains come and go? Is it every 5 minutes? It takes like 30 seconds for the train to cross. A while back, it was increased in duration between how often it visits, and then it itself was sped up. Because the moment the gates go down, queues everywhere. Traffic builds so quickly. Was it that? You know, people have slight anger issues with... Oh, they didn't hit you. Bit scary. Maybe this as well. Like, yeah, that was a little bit close. Yeah, silly Billy. But is it worth saying what you said? Is that really worth it if you know what that phrase means? It ain't. I'm telling you it's not, that's not worth it. Don't say that. The tram? Yeah, trams are disabled, yes. The amount of work it takes to make the train sync between players is... It just disappeared as well, because it's at a different stage in the report. That's funny. Does the admin need to be spectating you? No, they don't have to. No, they can... usually you'll see me flying like this as well, sort of following where they are. Spectating is easier, because then I don't have to keep my hands on the keyboard. It's just following them. I'll also use the reports as well, just to review before doing it. See, perfect example here, see? I'm not spectating them. I'm just chasing them with the camera. The dedication, look at him go, my God. I assume they went all the way down from the intersection, all the way. Good job, man. Well done. And then here's the rest of it. Just from those few moments of the gates being down. Lovely. Specific amount? No. You do whatever. They're going backwards. And now this bit is empty. Interesting. Cop, Kian, Jason, welcome in. ETS 3? No. Why would there be an ETS 3? If my absolute answer of that has ever changed, then we'll see. Oh, you want those? The proper car transporters? I think you have those in mod form for now. Not in-game. Let's have just rigid trailers in general be added first, before you're having any variations of them. Oh, well done. Deserved. Taking a leak, they are. At least they pulled over somewhere not just in the road. They're probably going to try the same thing later on, because that didn't work for them. From 2015, I have also played this game from around about that time. It's impressive how it's still going. I saw one of these videos, I think a few years back. I've watched it a few times. It's something like the game that refuses to die, and it's basically talking about how this game somehow hasn't really been taken over by other games. I know there aren't too many of these games in this specific category, but you'd think that more modern games would be more exciting. But no, this one is still here. 2018, goddamn. Thoughts on the coaches? Bring them on. I'm interested in seeing them. I want to see what they're like. ETS 3 just sounds like the idea that other companies would do, where they could fix or improve upon the current game, but instead they just bundle all of that into just a new game anyway, so they can choose full price again for basically no reason. Good job, good job. Like Train Sim World or Farm Sim. Maybe one or two new features, but again, if they've added so many new things into this game, why not stick with this game? Because SCS, the people that make it, don't sound like the kind of people that would do the whole thing of, oh, let's just make an entirely new game. Real life. Yeah, the joke is now that ETS 3 is just anyone that shows POV videos of real life trucking. That's ETS 3. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what really happened. I don't know why Dovetail Games is doing that. Is Train Sim World 6 out now? The last one I played, I think, was Train Sim World 3, because I did a few video things on it. It's basically the same. Train Sim World 2 was okay, the main one was okay, 3 was okay, because it had whatever, and then after that it's just the same. I didn't really see the necessity to do that. Again and again and again. The buses, I am interested in seeing how they turn out. Most things that this company releases are good. But I'm so average in my reply that I don't think I dislike anything. This is why the video that I did a while back asking what's the worst thing that's been added to either of these games, the majority of those replies ignored my request to not include TMP stuff, because that's not made by the game. Complaining about the cars, complaining about the traffic, blah 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 blah, that's not part of the question. And there weren't many replies as to what bad things this have come out of this game. Like a genuinely rubbish feature, for example. or like a feature that just isn't needed or no one asked for, that kind of thing. There aren't any. The most absurd or stupid reason? I don't know. Every ban that's placed is for a reason. There have been silly things people have done to then get a ban. So the numerous times people just have balls of steel and just zooming through traffic, crashing into everyone, thinking it's fine. That kind of thing, I guess. Howdy, club. How you doing? Howdy, I'm Eden, big fan. How are you? I'm doing well. Another server. It'd be interesting if the coaches end up being a feature rather than just another vehicle. Then you could imagine a server being for that. Oh, imagine a server where you don't drive trucks, so it's everything but. That'd be interesting. Lane assist. Lane assist, the idea is good. The functionality is a little bit choppy, so it needs improvement. The idea is good though, because it does exist. It doesn't sound too bad. It's just not best. It needs work. National Express. There will be skins, I assume. So these models that are coming out for the coaches, they'll obviously be proper stuff, proper good skins. So then people will probably find the templates and files and then make their own skins. So you probably see a genuine National Express. And so on for it. And Flix and any of the other companies that do it. What's the one... There's another, a really cheap bus company with the guy with the yellow hat. The color is like yellow and blue. They do really cheap bus trips or coach trips. It'll probably be that as well. Megabus, that's the one. Yes, it'll probably be one of those. Come to console. The game will, if you mean TMP, probably not. Megabus, that's the one, yeah, with the guy in the back. Trips from like £1 somewhere. Probably not the best comfort, but it's £1, so maybe I wouldn't go on one of those for many hours. But again, if it's cheap, you know. Good work. Here we are, everyone's favorite place. This is exactly what I imagine. Yeah. Get the train. It's really interesting to see how train prices, especially here, are now very expensive. Cost of your train ticket to go somewhere up north is probably the same price as it were if you were to fly up north. And my game sound died already. It has! And I haven't tapped out though. What's your made from chat? I haven't. Has it been restricted? I haven't blocked anything. Don't think I have. Don't turn that way. It's only one lane for turning. So now you'll imagine that all the vehicles are now electric vehicles because you won't hear anything. Just pretend every now and then you'll hear an engine sound that doesn't match up with anything you're seeing. That's what my game is like. And it only fixes when you completely restart the game. Yeah, the train prices, yes, 70 plus. Just fly there at this point. Why not? No, it fixed the issue to some extent because not everyone does it. Not too many people did it anyway, but it's nice to have a split.
This is an emergency test of the Twitch sub-anniversary system. You do not need to take any action at this time. Also 50 years damn.
You can hear engines in the background. I'm glad. Yes, we had an emergency alert test yesterday. And it was interesting. The amount of people that sounded stupid because they're like, where the hell did that come from? No one told us. Yes, you were told. Months in advance. And there were people that were like, oh, I just turned it off. Don't know the feature. Like, yeah, if you know it's a drill, you can turn it off. But then you better turn it back on when there's an actual emergency. Thank you for the 54. I appreciate that. Welcome back. They're like, oh, I don't want the government giving me this stuff. Okay, well, if there's an emergency then, you better hope you do see it on the news. In time. Because people don't really listen to the radio much anymore, so it won't be there. Your problem if something goes wrong. Yeah, it was literally everywhere. And I'm assuming in TV stations and things like that, you were holding your phone, waiting like, okay, in a few moments, something's going to happen. It was a minute late. For me, I got it at 3:01. Disgusting. Terrible sound though. That's the idea. Just one of those yucky sounds. If them control freaks, I don't want them controlling my communication devices. Portugal. On time for both phones. Mine was, yeah, a minute or two late. Some people still don't get it. Even if it is on, it just doesn't get to their phone. Sim 1, we're on Sim 1. Well, for those that aren't informed, I mean, it lasts for 10 seconds or something, and yeah, it's a bit of a shock when you hear the sound, but still. You can just imagine if anyone was at a busy train station, or I saw one video from in a library, for example, or at an airport. You can imagine the sound there. Hello, Axel, welcome in. You never got it. I guess consider yourself lucky in terms of how dodgy the sound is, but then you better hope that there's some other, you know. Some people, I suppose, could have the message that pops up because there's a text-like notification, and then there's a sound as well. If the sound doesn't play, but the text thing shows up, sure. That could be okay. So it was this. Not being watched, probably. Some people claim that you can turn them off. The severe alerts is how you would turn it off, is at the very bottom of notifications. But I don't think that still overrides this. People might just be BSing it to make themselves sound cool. I do stream on other platforms, yes. The purple one and the red one. And the green one. Pop one over there. They went through the light. At this point, it doesn't matter because most people will still go through the light anyway. I think it was this. Which, yes, was close. Very close. But not... It's almost, like, it's almost enough. Almost. Because we see these happen. Quite a lot. You probably just kick first. The green one, you know the one that looks like the purple platform, but it's green? On that as well. Because why not? Love on there? Only for the money. It's an extra thing. Not my main platform. You can get partner on there if you're partner somewhere else. Did you get your money? News on console? No news. No news. It's close. It's so close to being something. If you were to see it, you'd kick for it. The tornado warnings. I just generally hope wherever it's being tested, you know. Our first one was in 23-ish. And yeah, that was a surprise. It was the first time we have ever had it. And it was so interesting to think that when I was in the Netherlands, they do it every month. Also, there's an alert thing that gets tested every month, beginning of every month, so they're just used to it. Surprise for me, of course, that was my first time being there. But that was interesting. No, TikTok is not green. TikTok is kind of a pinky red. They do, yes. The first of the month, I think at midday-ish or something. Interesting. The main office. That could be a good idea, yeah. Severe alerts. If there's anything that could actually bother you. Cyan and red, not purple. This one that you're chatting on right now is purple. I still refuse to convert the idea that YouTube's, I said it now, that their colours are kind of a pinky red. They're slowly changing it to more of a pinky red. It's still red. It's mostly red. First Monday, yes. Because in our case, the TwitchCon event was the Saturday and Sunday. And then, of course, we were still there for another few days. So you kind of chill out a bit for the days after. And it just suddenly appeared. But then you hear it in the kind of street sirens as well, which was very interesting. Hearing them outside was quite a surprise. And I'm like, oh, something showed up. Oh, it's in my little recap video. So that is banned, yes. in my little video. You're new. Hello, Rabbit. Interesting name font that you have there. You're well? I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'm getting banned. It's not me. It's not me, I promise. Like, yeah, don't be there. Don't just sit there. But if there's space for someone to go around you, then sure. Yes, the points can be used because they seem to work. When will they be on sale? Apparently there's a Steam sale soon, so you can expect some there. And whenever there's a release of something, they usually celebrate it by having... That one didn't work. By having sales for that. So the time warp works. Big Brain doesn't work. Interesting. Hi, how you doing? Gez, hello as well. Some works. People tested at the beginning of the stream.
Deploying flashbang.
That works. You'll be able to buy those. The Greece and the Balkans and the Black Sea will be in a... Random engine sounds. Will be in a bundle as well. So not only will it be on sale for a bit, use the bundle for a smidge extra. It's always good. Hello, Nico. Welcome in. Just random sounds. Yeah, they tried the Big Brain one. The Big Brain one doesn't work, but some others do. It's very weird that that one doesn't. Even Time Warp works. See? It's very strange. This is almost the same as the one we saw before. They just genuinely think that that was a success. They're like, oh yeah, I'm in front. I'm in it. You're too slow. See? Oh, I'm swearing. Pog to that. Lol. Blurry doesn't work. Yes, it does. I saw that the camera went a little bit blurry. That's what it does. Already been banned, but you ain't got the video. If you were banned by any of the people doing the session now, you'll probably get it later. Because we don't upload them during the session. That would delay the session, arguably. If Big Brain doesn't work. Why only that one, though? That's so weird. Actions. Big Brain. Oh, hang on a minute. Try now. For some reason, it itself was disabled. You've paused it. Unpause it and let them try it. Hello, Jabu. If you're in the stream, big fan. Oh, is this going to be 2 to... Oh, yes. Of course it is. See, blurry works. That works. Can I see yesterday's bans? Not in this session, because the list refreshes too quickly. If there were reports on Sim 2, they'd probably go back to yesterday. Wrong suspect. No, this one might do something later on. Don't forget, it could be. But likely not. Yeah, they didn't. They were kind of there. Close enough. It worked, you see. Very nice. But for some reason, it was disabled. No, it worked. I heard the sound. Didn't you hear the sound? Did it still not work this time? Or was I talking over it? Hello, hell yeah, big fan. Yeah, this one didn't. Almost got hit by their friend there, which was funny. You had all the space in the world. So much space on the road, the corner wasn't even that steep, and you still did it. Why do you get banned for someone lagging? Because something else must have happened. When people describe their own situations, I'm not saying you definitely did that. People always shrink the explanation of it. And I find that rather amusing. That they cut back on some of the information. Didn't we see this one before? The red Mercedes that merged out from somewhere? Odd. It does work. Okay. I know what I did. 2-week ban. Well, they got something in between a kick and a 2-week ban. Definitely not worth a kick. Thank you for the lurk, guys. Appreciate that. Why do they add the limiter? Because you don't need to go that fast. In the real world, trucks are limited to 90. Do you want to go 90? I don't think you do. So you have a little bit more, and you can go 110. Problems still happen at 110. If you want on another server, you can go 150. This one is limited to 110. 485. That's very high up. Hell yeah. Why? It's a lot further back. 80 IRL. I think legally on the roads they'd be limited to that, but their speeds, at least in Scania's case, would be 90. Because on the dash, behind the wheel, there's a little sticker that says limited to that speed. The AMA stuff, there's still quite a few more of those to do. From the stream where I did them, I had at least like 8 questions. There's at least 2 or 3 in a video. So I'll sort the videos out, and then we'll do more. Because there's a lot of questions. So, hello in Danish. I don't know what it is. Is it hey, but spelled with a J instead of a Y? Because that's what it is in Swedish. Hello, Jacob. Autobahn? Yeah, but it isn't the entire... how much area does the Autobahn take up? Not much. They were slowing down. Maybe speeding up because you get to the brow of the hill and you go down towards this corner. Ooh, it's close. It's close. That's Norwegian. It is in Swedish as well, though. I only know that because when you log into IKEA's website, it says hey. With a J. But that's understandable for those two languages to be similar. I know that much. Love how you don't hear any of the sounds. I mean, at least, you know, it doesn't deafen me. It doesn't drown me out when I'm talking. But it shouldn't anyway. Do a magic trick? I don't know any. I can't do any. 8,000 miles long. Are you sure? That sounds like a lot. Abracadabra. Ah, that's a good magic trick. Where'd he go? Oh my god. Oh, it's H-E-I, you see? Ah, and the other one is H-E-J. It's the same hey. Hey. It's two cars in the same color. Ah. Targeting other people, perhaps, yes? Or overtaking. The farting sounds are when people follow on TikTok. As well. Milo, Dane, Patu. That wasn't the pink car. Vita. Moni. Welcome in. It was this car here. We have to look at those cars. They might have thought that this one did it because that one was further in front. When you get confused and your camera finally turns back around. Could be. Could be that. Bit of a touch. That was an attempt. The way bans are given is so weird. How is it weird? For like what they are banned for? Or what constitutes a ban in the first place? The sound. What sound? My in-game sound? It needs a restart. That's how it will eventually work. Now, where was that other one? Where was the other one? Himself and a friend were trying to squeeze past, because of course they were. These two. How did you get there in the first place? Constant Stream thing is, I don't know what the cooldown is on them. It can't be that much. Doesn't it tell you what the cooldown is? How many GMs? There's only a few doing reports. I think 3 of us, but there are some in real time. Because near the beginning of the stream I saw someone get banned. Could have been from a report. Nice. Unless they were waiting for the other two. Kind of rendezvousing with the other two. So it's not ready then, you can't do it yet. So you're in front, they try and move over because you're intentionally on the right hand side of your lane. Now I know they shouldn't have gone past you, but they wait there for a reason. Don't do that if you're like 90% out of the lane. What are you doing? You can hear engines. That's good. This one didn't end up doing it. They went and they just merged. Sat there. No, I'm not the only admin doing it, I'm sure. Not the only one, no. There was something I was going to say. I forgot what it was now. What was it? Don't know what it was. What was it about? Something stream related? Something ban related? I don't have any report? What do you mean I don't? That was me looking at one. This now is real time. Yeah, the ones that you're talking about have just gone. Hell yeah. I was wondering, we don't go back that far. A lot of them will be missed, which is unfortunate. Vital! Thank you for using your Prime. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. Enjoy the badge, enjoy the emotes. Very kind of you. Hello, Jojo. They failed to merge. You lost your account. How did you lose your account? How did you do that? 3 bans, then 1 month. I think it should be at least 5. Currently it's 3, then 1 month. Do you think it should be 5, then 1 month, then 3 months? So you'd end up with 7 bans? Normally? I mean, if you space them out enough, you can have as many... That's only referring to active ones as well. Ah, someone else was looking. Good. See, there's another admin looking. That wasn't me that kicked them. Just wanting to see if they do something else. If you see it only for a bit, you kick. If you watch them for a little bit longer, you could ban. Depends. 3060. Graphics card? That's not bad at all. How's that bad? If you have a 10 series, they could still work, but it depends what you're using it for. Depends on your settings. 10 series cards now can't really be used to, like, crank up all the graphics. Wouldn't recommend it. You see one from yours? A lot of people. That's why the gates aren't down for that long. I notice how when you don't have the game sounds, every other sound appears to be louder. So all the follows. Don't bother upgrading. I think if I were to, my PC now is 4 years old. It was around Halloween-ish that I updated it. And I mean, it's not incredibly out of date. It costs a lot to upgrade it anyway. I'm not going to just willingly do that. I don't have thousands to spend just because I feel like it. Hello, Gino. Welcome in. How many frames do I get? Me personally, depends on where I'm looking. Duisburg, in the perfect conditions of lag, could be 10 frames. Try saying Magnus. Your name is Magnus, but with an accent on top, which I don't know which accent I need. I don't have. But your name is Magnus. That is it. Yeah, I don't know what the X3D thing is. The ultimate CPU at the moment is like the 99 something X3D, which sounds overkill. He did go the wrong way, and he's trying. Just be trying. Your name is that as well? Very nice. They were telling me to say their name. 30 frames a second, 30 FPS, even in Duisburg? That's very impressive. That's impressive. Yeah, it's the Ryzen 9. It's one of the top Ryzen now. I think the very, very top is like the 9950 X3D, something like that. Mine's a 5950X. Whatever the X is for. You got a new PC. 9700, 32 gigs. Loan card from a friend, which is 2070 Super. Get a 5070 Ti. Depends on the price. If you somehow get a 50 series for a cheaper price because it happens to be on sale, go for it. You could do that. There we go. They corrected themselves. They wanted to go this way instead. Wasn't the lane they were already in? Oh, because they were going this way, right. They were already in the one going down that way. And then we just merge. Just like that. It's almost like not having any brakes at all. Did anyone catch them reversing?
Ow.
And the fact that you went almost all the way down. How do you become a mod? You apply. But you can't apply yet. Hello, Star. Welcome in.
Ow.
3D V-Cache. Delivers incredible efficiency in gaming workflows. CPU's cache is... there's just so many big words in that. I see. So it's just advanced tech. Performance. Right. And you know that they won't really do anything in this game because... well, this game's not made for it. At the time that this game came out, you probably had your 10 series cards. At the most. There are some things I want to look up. I want to tab out and look at them. It's just like, come on, man. Why are you doing it in such a busy area? Don't do that. Stuff? No. The co-pilot as well? No. I've disabled most of the co-pilot, but co-pilot still appears in some search results. Go Oply. Yes, instead of apply, it's Oply. Then you look at where A and O are on the keyboard, and they're completely different. What I wanted to look up was... when did the GTX 1080 come out? Wasn't it from the 20 series that they were called RTX instead? 2016? Really? That sounds so recent. It sounds like it was so long ago. 2016? What else did I have? 750 Ti. That was incredible at the time. 2013, now we're talking. 960. 2014? Okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, when this game came out, you had not very good GPUs at all. GTX, yes. Now it's RTX. Alien, yes. That's Sadness trying to say the name Alien Being, who is another chatter. Where are you moderating? Mostly the CD Road, because all the reports come from the CD Road. So you'll get used to the area. You should be sick of it.
Ow.
Slayer, how you doing, big fan? And of course, Duisburg traffic. Sadness does do that. Have you ever done something where you're typing a name or typing a sentence and you just type it too quickly for your own brain and then all of the letters are in the wrong place? Yeah, could be like that. I've done that many times. A Geordie dialect translator? Good God. I'll have a look at that. There was a video I linked where it was, what was it titled? England in a Nutshell or something. By Joe something. It talks about the various things that we do, and a lot of them are to do with the accents and things like that. And it gives easy descriptions of each of the standout accents. So you've got the posh ones, and then you've got the, you know, the Geordie, the Scouse, and a bunch of others. Can you add a quote? Not intentionally. Quotes are added
Ow.
randomly, and they haven't been added in a while. Why did you push like that? That's just not necessary, is it? In fact, you even have the stop sign. So why did you not stop, huh? Why'd you do that? Yeah, the In a Nutshell ones. Yeah, I watched a few more of their videos afterwards, because when you find one video that's pretty good, you're like, oh, are the other ones like that? A lot of yachts. Nice. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. Right, we'll stay here for a little bit. In real time. Just like my vids, well, you should be watching them, yes. The Real Ops one. Working on a few others as well. Don't forget, one thing I really like doing, which I started doing, it's almost been a year since I started doing it, is videos for a few other people, for a few other streamer friends. So in between doing my own ones, there'll be videos for others as well. So, which is fun. Because I'm not bored of this game, evidently, but I don't always want to do videos of this game. So it's fun doing videos in other topics, which I like. And then when they come out, I share them. Crew's crew and crew doesn't change like crew. Well, funnily enough, those three letters are next to each other, so you could type the name pretty badly if you type it really quickly. Server, Sim1, Simulation 1, TruckersMP, multiplayer mod for ETS2 on Steam. It's a whole lot of different letters there. Did I ban you last week? Maybe. Don't worry about the names here. Stat, rather. I see you. I see you in the chat. Don't say anything. Shh. There's Sanders. Hello. 4 gigs, Mahale. That's the first thing that I saw. That, for multiplayer, maybe, assuming no one else is near you. Does it run the game in single player quite well? If so, it will run multiplayer well, but if you come here, it won't. It won't. Because nothing else. I mean, I have 24 frames looking in this particular angle right here. And you can kind of see it. This place where there's a few more people and the service, 13 frames. You see, 150 people. Quite a lot. Yeah, Adrian, I don't know. We banned so many people, firstly, that names, we don't remember the names. Secondly, at the time of banning them, like right now, player, suspect. I don't see any of these people's names in-game. Unless I'm looking at the chat and they say something in the chat. But then the name, I wouldn't be thinking of it. In my case specifically, I'm also looking at my own stream chats. Half of those names come and go. So, might have been me, might have been someone else. Because there are other people right now doing some reports. Not good spelt. There are a lot of quotes where things are misspelt. There are also ones where someone, it's technically misspelt, but maybe only by one letter, and then it changes the meaning of the word entirely. Nox, what do you think? What am I? What orientation am I at the moment? What do you think? Player. Genuinely, there probably are many players actually called player, which would be funny. And the suspect. I think we did look that up before. There are players named that. It's so quiet when you don't hear the engines. Yeah, reports are still in the list, yes. If you make a report and then log off, it will still be in the list until it times out. It doesn't require you to be offline for it to time out. The horn icon is nice. I have them off when doing these because otherwise you'd hear it constantly in traffic. Yeah, you don't hear the engines because my sound likes to die randomly. But I noticed that it had died when I used to tab out of the game specifically. So I used to avoid doing that. But then it did that today when I wasn't tabbed out. Is it because I briefly went to Duisburg? I'm not sure. Hello, Mazzy. Star Shocker, that'll be tomorrow. I want to do some more of it tomorrow because I've set up things I want to do. There's a mission that I want to do tomorrow. And it could be the last one. Wheel wasn't working. Why did you go straight through the fuel station? What's the point in doing the meow around the fuel station thing? Try to use it to overtake. That's not an advantage. It's not a shortcut. Just follow the queue, and assuming you don't hit anyone. I think some people also do that because if you're driving on keyboard and you haven't set your sensitivity up too much, this can be quite a thin gap to try and balance yourself in between. Like, oh, they nearly hit the barrier there, you see. Single player 110 on medium. Duisburg multiplayer is 15. Yes. Sadly, yeah. Even if you run it looking like it was straight out of the 80s. Yeah. We all suffer, sadly. So if anyone were to join Duisburg with an absolutely overkill PC, you'll still get low frames. What was that? They crashed without harming anyone else. That's funny. KW is an emote. It's like a laughing emote. You know the lol emote? That's a standard Twitch emote? It's another version of that. But funnier, arguably. No, they don't have the extension for it. Interesting. This one. I'm going to just report someone randomly nearby. Those two just hit each other. Good job. Let's recap. Capitals, yes. You need 7TV, which is an extension which adds all these emotes. Would recommend. No, that was them. You know, it's as if someone else is just randomly controlling your account for you. Huh? You remember if it also included gifted subs? No, that's a different thing that they do now. In certain times, you can apply a discount for gifted subs. So, like the 35% discount thing, that's different. What is going on with this person's controls? What happened? You were fine. When I can't drive in the first place? Okay, dude. Shut up. What happened? I want to know that. I want to know. Completely fine, and then here, I think they intended on doing that because you notice how they started and then really wibbly wobbly. No one just does that randomly. Press the arrow keys. Maybe they were dead. Maybe someone else was driving with them. I'm amazed that you didn't. Did they actually hit someone? Briefly, you hit the blue one. Okay. What was it? Huh? What does a leader do compared to a normal one? They lead. They lead members of the team. But they're not management. They're in between management. It's so close. Was that actually a hit? This is where you need your half-time speed. It could be seen as a hit. Because the person did crash as a result of it. I want to see what they say. I want to see what they say. A little bit the wrong way, but then they crashed into a tree. So, I'm curious. Yeah. Yeah, what caused that? Are they going to blame someone else? Or are they going to be genuine like, oh, my whatever stopped working, you know? Now we're back in Calais, of course. Right. We'll do this one and then I'll swap the pro mods. If the pro mod server works. Oh, what a good thing to join to. Hello, Killer. Well, yes. So, secretives. About what things specifically, though? There are some stuff that players just generally don't need to know. Some stuff also involves information the players can't see. So, logically... Promotes, we could. 506. ID 506. By the way, the ones that are telling me to go and check out IDs, are they bad people's IDs? If they're not, I don't need to. Come on, man. What do we, Really? Come on. That's just where the barrier is. But the barriers don't show in demos. I wish they did. Can we make them somehow show in demos? It would help. It would help. It's possible that report should be highlighted if he has 3 reasons. That can go hand in hand with the idea of if someone reports for hacking, that it gets bumped up in the list. You know what the outcome of that will be, don't you? People will report for that just so it gets higher up. So we have a bunch of useless ones at the top. So that would be a good idea if you assume that everyone would genuinely report properly for it. You hear the engine on the left? And it's not this one's engine? Yeah. Yeah, the cones, the placed stuff, doesn't show. I wish it did. See the stuff that's next to them in this lane here? It's not there. Not there. Better moderating than Apex Legends on console? I do wonder what the process is like for just moderating in any other online game. I really wonder what the experience is. What tools do they have? Do they have a little panel thing and they're reviewing replay files of some sort? How does it work? because you don't really see it much. The fact that you can see this is quite cool. Sort of behind the scenes kind of stuff. And ta-da, you see their back. See? 70% hackers do not get banned. That is because it's a very competitive game. You'll have a lot more hackers in competitive games. Hey, what was that? Oh, there's someone else watching. Well, okay then, right. Title screen. That was Simulation 1. Simulation 1. Do you have to do CD and Pro Mods? CD and Pro Mods does not have correct people on it. Many people on it anyway. And of course it is the highway that I showed you. So no, Pro Mods has... I thought for a second I didn't pick the profile. I want my legit Pro Mods. I want my normal Pro Mods for that. Continue career. Pro Mods has its own different place. Why is the FBI right in front of the door? I don't know. We don't have the FBI, so I'd be amazed by that.
Deploying flashbang.
Can you get banned for engine malfunctioning? If you cause a severe blockage and tailgating because you refuse to leave the road, possibly. Why are you driving with engine malfunctions? You can fix your vehicle, of course. And please don't drive with, you know, full-on 100% damage. What's the difference? Good question. The map is the difference. Pro Mods is a modded map that essentially doubles the size of the map. So I zoom out and you have a lot more places to go. A lot more. Quite a lot more places. You can go all the way up here. So the place we're focusing on, because people in the TikTok chat will goddamn keep asking, this is the hotspot in Pro Mods. It's not the CD road. It's there. Right there. Newcastle? Newcastle's around here, isn't it? No. Newcastle? I'm thinking of Norwich. Not it. Doesn't appear to be any different from... Because it's broken up, means that they haven't changed much, if anything at all. Doesn't appear to be any different. Needs a remake, though. They've definitely improved Ireland over the years. And all the grey bits, of course, of where they've expanded and changed the map, and the new areas of the map that I haven't done yet. So, you know, Switzerland, Austria, the Germany remake, the entirety of the West Balkans area, Greece, Middle East, the original length of the Middle East. After that, they've been expanding it. So, Georgia is here. This is Georgia, right? Leading into something else. Canada is Pro Mods in ATS. There is a Pro Mods for ATS as well, and it is Canada. It's the British Columbia portion. Part of it. Not all of it, but part of it. Ooh. So, not many reports. We're going to be in Kirkenes, right? Are we going to go there? Yes, we are. Wait, I still don't hear the sounds. Why is this so? Why is it completely broken then? Oh, it's because the game wasn't fully restarted. Right. I'll restart the game, like quit the game after this. If you get bored, you can play, yeah. Because it's all volunteer. You do this whenever you want. So this place is Kirkenes. Not pronounced like that, because I'm not Norwegian. In Norway. This is the busy place in Pro Mods. It's not the CD road. It's different. Pro Mods is moderated. It needs it. Nah, you said they got stuck. Not their fault, but they teleported away. The main difference is being the traffic is generally a lot slower. You're on a bumpy road that isn't a road in... Well, it is kind of in both directions. You need a lot more patience. Right. I need to quit the game completely, then restart it. Because that is the only way that my sound will return. Another instance is running. Shut up! Load the game, please. Having trouble with pro mods. What are you having trouble with? What is the problem with it? Pakistan is not in game. I don't think they'll go that far over. Did you know the Russian border? Yes, for a brief moment you go between Norway and Russia. In pro mods. On the road. You do that. How many small roads? A lot. There are a lot of small roads. On top of the fact that there are a lot of different roads that are specifically not in the main game. Underground maze? No. You mean the one that I showed in the video? Or specifically in Iceland? There are ones going underneath Iceland. There's a tunnel going underneath the entire island. With a joke that you can eventually reach, you know, the USA if you keep going. Not literally, but, you know. Sounds work. Yeah, so I don't know why this puts this in the middle of my screen. I have it over on the right. Why does it do that? Sounds? Yes. You can hear this person's engine. Good. Pro mods, technically speaking, costs the amount that all of the map DLCs cost. Because you need the map DLCs for it. Crash detected. Do you know what you were doing before you got the crash? Do you know what resulted in the crash? Can I visit? I can fly over it. It's part of the normal expansion. It's not part of the extra expansions. I haven't driven there. As you can see, it's grey for me. Have I done voice acting? I would like to. The only thing I can recall doing, besides narrating a few things, I've done 1 or 2 TFM, Truckers FM ads, is I remember doing a few random voice lines for a tiny game project at some point. I don't know what it was called now, but I need to do more. But it's very difficult to do that because you need connections with people. So if anyone does know anyone, go for it. Jet 2 voice? No, that one is a woman doing it, and that's what we're all used to, so I can't do that. Yeah, Promise is free, but of course nothing is truly free in this world, so the free aspect is only after you've got the DLCs that you need for it. I'm a modder, yes. A moderator for the servers, TMP. You heard them? They're pretty good. It's a weird thing to think about. If you have a recognizable voice, of course, I don't know millions and millions of people, but the ones I hang out with the most, if I were to hear their voices around, you could tell immediately that it was them. Very interesting thing. Someone could say maybe one word and you'd know it's them. They were both slowing down because there's a lamp. You do need a bit of a wide turn. You merged in front though. So what I was saying before was a lot of these reports in pro mods take longer, if that makes sense. Generally the speed is slower, you need a bit more patience to review stuff. And this person of course doesn't understand you need to wait. But because they slowed down, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a bump, maybe a hick or something. No, not innocent. They're not innocent, but it's different. Like, gee, I wonder why that person was waiting patiently for their turn to turn. That doesn't make sense. Like, their turn. In these busy places, you'll find a gap between people where they're strategically queuing and waiting for their turn to move, but other people don't understand that and they go and sit in that gap. And it doesn't work. Why? You played this game 6 years ago? What happened? Get back to it. It's still here. It'll still be here for a long time. Max, thank you for the gift. Pseudo, welcome. Thanks for the gift as well. The Norwegian, generally the mountain roads everywhere are nice. country roads are very nice. Lots to explore. It'll take you a very long time to explore. Pro mods. We're on Pro mods, yes. I did the first half in Sim 1, now we're on the Pro mods one, so you can see the slight difference in what the... That was the person from the previous one. What the players do. You'd think that they would be a little bit more sensible because you need the DLCs for this. In the other servers, you don't. In Sim 1, you technically only really need the main game. Was this because this one keeps stopping? This one keeps just randomly, completely stopping. So they wanted to overtake. But that's a terrible spot to overtake. Was it bait? Might have been. Overthinking? I'm overanalyzing it. So that there is no possible way of someone... Why did I do that? Of someone getting confused. This isn't going to be in their band video. It's not like you're going to get a narration in your band video. We don't do that. These are real people. Reports are common, yes. Sometimes or many times the list will fill up. That's why we're on here as well. Sim 1 and Pro Mods are the busiest servers.
Hi.
Hello Dazzy, welcome. 2 times, congrats. See, we only saw their blockage once. We're on the map, Norway. At the very top of Norway. They're horrible drivers. Well, they're not very good at it, which is why they've been reported. Yes, they do silly things, which is why they are in that list. Trying to start with Prime, but why? Yeah, you don't have to. You can try again another time if you want. Some people do want to ban, yeah, but they come in chat and they're like, oh, can you ban me? Probably as a joke. Maybe. Maybe not. Here we are. We're on the road itself. Very, very mountainous. My sound's gone again. You see it's gone again? Because this isn't correct in this. Why is it so broken? It's getting worse and worse every time I play. I don't get it. Are you saying you want to say silly things just so they get quoted? That's not the point of the quotes, though. I think the reason why we haven't had quotes in a little while is because not as many people say genuinely silly things, and because people try and force their way into getting quotes. Yeah, you can hear sounds, but this isn't how it's supposed to sound. In all directions, you can hear the person's engine. That's not how it works. Where's it located? Top of Norway. Pro Mods map. Top of Norway. Kirkenes. The one beginning with K. There aren't any others nearby beginning with K. I think. The arcade server. It's for arcade style driving. So you don't get banned for collisions because you can't. Blocking doesn't matter. Wrong way doesn't matter. Reckless doesn't matter. Yes, Vanna, we are. Or at Kirkenes. Quietest you've seen it. Which is interesting, I guess. So you zoom in and it doesn't get louder? Yeah.
Hi.
Zach, welcome in. That was them. Kind of. Trying to cut the corner a bit there. You downloaded and put it in the mod folder? Yes. What specifically did you download? Explain how you downloaded it and where you downloaded it. Getting rid of that. Marto, I said where we were. I explained where we were. We're up here at the very top. Pro mods specifically, not the regular map. The regular map stops at Oslo. It cuts off here. So you know the Nordic Horizons that's coming soon? It could look like this. All of the examples of future content that isn't in the main game map, we compare it to Pro Mods because it already is in Pro Mods. It may not look exactly like this, which is why my video showing the different CD road it may look like this. So soon, you'll see it look like this. Your one road from A to B, or C to D, will look different. But I never said at any point it look exactly like this. I'm saying use this as reference for it. Look at Europort as well, goddamn. This road is different, because that's not there in the normal map. The demise of ProMods? Technically, no. No. Because every time they add more stuff, ProMods includes it. But then, of course, it will take a lot for them to replace the entire ProMods map on it. So, Nordic Horizons, Iceland, Scandinavia refresh. There's still more stuff that isn't there. UK remake, Ireland, the Faroe Islands. You know. You don't have all DLCs. Since 2018, you should. Yeah, the Benelux, of course, that's what ProMods already has. So that's what I was comparing it to. Because I don't think people understand the context of why I was talking about that. It's so quiet. Put ProMods into the main game? If only. If only it were that easy. I think ProMods have helped with some mapping projects, but I don't think they can just do that. This is the TMP ProMods server. That's what I'm looking at right now. You're not going to join because I'm on it? Is that what you're saying? Does that mean you're a bad driver? $16K. Yeah, when that quote was made, I did. Shows how fast we've grown, eh? UK. I am from the UK, yes. Costs 150 quid. If you don't buy the DLCs on sale from scratch, yes, it can cost quite a lot. Hired at least one mapper? Yeah, they might have. Pretty good portfolio, I would say. Because technically speaking, you can go and say that you could join any game's mapping team if you've worked for ProMods or the SES team. Ireland? No. No, you can tell an Irish accent. Of course, Northern Ireland and regular Ireland, they do sound different. The only time I say it like that is I say Ireland, because otherwise it sounds like I'm saying island. Like an island. Not Ireland. This was reckless. See what I mean? With how annoying it sounds when I say it like that? Yeah. You downloaded it from the ProMods site. Okay, so then when you've downloaded all the files correctly, if you downloaded them for free, you need to download all the files. Then you unzip them together. If that makes sense. You have all of them, and it's like 0.001, 0.002, and so on. Unzip them so you get all of the correct files. Nice. If you bought them for the €1 something, you did the paid one. Okay, so you'll have 7 files in total. Step 1 is the def file, which you download separately. Then you do the rest of it where you get the other 6. Yeah? All 7 files go in your documents. Yeah? Then it should just work. If you're going in single player first, you need to put them in order in the mod manager. If you are going directly into TMP, it doesn't matter. Because TMP just checks the folder. Did you just go, while they were talking, out of the service, in and out the garage and back in the service? You didn't do anything. I don't know if that's what you said. When you went through the step of then buying the other files, the first step is the def file. Go through the setup again, and step 1 is to download the def file. Don't configure it, you don't need to change any of the settings, just download the file. That's the main file. The janitor. Okay, that was unnecessary. That was silly. Yeah, you need the def file, that's what I'm saying. You go through the same setup guide process thing, and then you get the def file. It's the equivalent of the main file. If you don't have that, it doesn't work. Isle of Wight would be nice, but don't forget that's quite a small place. And at this scale, it's even smaller. Those been removed. No, I don't think it gets removed. No, I don't think it sees it as a dangerous file. It's still a .scs file. When's it coming to Xbox? We don't know. We don't know. What should you study in order to become a mod? Not really anything to study. It's... One of the main requirements, of course, is being on the network for like a year. That's what a lot of people don't have. Promod's price. If you're doing the paid version, I think it's €1.25, something like that. It's literally very cheap. It could cost €5, and I think many people would see that as a good venture. But that's every version, though. Reveal something that will break the internet next week. Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing what that is. It could be just the date for it. God forbid if it is a different game or a different mode. Or they are joking. No. If you're doing it in single player, you go through the mod manager and you have to put the pro mods files in a particular order. If you're going directly into TMP, you don't need that order. Because it doesn't matter. It's coming to console, and people are so impatient because obviously they probably don't have a PC. They want to know when it's out on console. It was revealed, and then they immediately wanted to know when the date was. They only do that when something is actually coming out. You notice how when you have the full actual trailer for a content thing, then they have the date at the end of it? Why are these people just so desperate with it? Your excitement doesn't have to lead into desperation and just annoyance. It will be a while. Probably next year. Because for the rest of this year, you have maybe 1 or 2 more US states. You also have maybe Nordic Horizons at the end of the year. Then there are also events in between that time. The team is split up quite well. Quite well. But why would they all do it in 1 year? What road? The Kirkenes Quarry Road. We're on the ProMods map. This is the hotspot. It's not the CD road in ProMods. It's different. Okay, you put it in the file. Do you have the def file? So you have 7 files now. You aren't even going that quick. 7 files. Right? You did slow down. How do you mess that up though? Come on, man, wrong break. You know the one near the beginning where both of them slowed down quite a bit just before impact? There's still something involved in this one. Where they were just generally going quite wide. Nice. Where's the CD road? In the same place. It just doesn't look the same. The CD road is different. Much larger. On ProMods. This is also dumb. See, they followed the one in front. They might be friends just driving with each other. Now, this one can move forward a little bit, but you know where I said people find a gap and they jump into that gap? They're not strategic with it because they don't understand it. They're so used to how they do it on CD, perhaps, that they don't get it. So now they wait at the end here. It's not where you wait, though. Might be enough space, but what if someone with a very large trailer comes around? You were lucky that you were able to do that. They don't know how it works. You are very lucky that this isn't very busy. It's not very busy. Because leading up to it, there's a barrier, and they usually stop a little bit next to that barrier before it starts. Not right at the front. Because then there's a fence, and then the barrier, and if you have like a train, which you're technically not supposed to have, because it doesn't belong here, You need enough space, don't you? But their bit was the overtaking and then the merge back in, which were both quite bad. Okay, you put it in the file. Okay. And then what? Yeah. So all 7 files are in the mod folder now. Right. Does it work? It should work. Got that one, you see. But you pushed in front. You just don't need to do it. It doesn't. Okay, why doesn't it? Sigma, don't say Sigma. See this barrier here. Okay, very thin lanes, You can stop here because that's also where this fence is. So people need to come over a bit. See? Perfect. You patiently wait there. You don't go all the way up. Just patiently wait. Dev console active. You will need it, yes, for FreeCam. The console is linked to the ability to use FreeCam as well. But for your own benefit as well, because players can use FreeCam. It's always good to have it open. Solo Convoy. In order to make Pro Mods work to begin with, you should all have the def file. Yes, that's how it's the main file of Pro Mods. So yeah, you should all have it. Where can you learn to use it? You need a tutorial on how to use it first. So, FreeCam. That's how you do it. You need to change a few things in your files. How to adjust the speed of the FreeCam? Scroll your scroll wheel. You scroll up and down to change the speed. It crashes your game. Okay. Interesting. Are you downloading 2.75? Promos 2.75. What game version are you playing on as well? 155? Are both of those versions correct? Without a mouse? I don't know how you do that. How do you not have a mouse? 155? Okay, good. So that is correct then. Why is it crashing then? I don't get that. Could have been that one of them was spawning in and then driving down it. I don't recommend doing that. Anyway, so tutorial. I've explained so many things as if they are tutorial, but it's all very well someone just verbally describing how to do something. Be easy to, you know. No, I want to know what causes the crash. At what point does the game crash? That's the thing. Does the game open and then immediately crash? Or is it when you try and make a new profile with Pro Mods? But yeah, as Grey Dog said, are you trying to use it on an existing profile? Shouldn't be. Like, if you have a profile that you have the normal map on, don't put it on that profile. Have a different profile for Pro Mods. Because the two, they're different. You open it and it crashes. Okay, I don't think that's the issue then. If it is Pro Mods. Usually ban players who use words through in-game chat. Those examples you said, that doesn't sound bad. If people insult, yes, you can be banned for insulting. Where's this? Very top of the Pro Mods map. The Kirkenes Quarry. Community VIPs. Most of the VIPs are OG members of the community that I gave it to ages ago, and as of late they've been friends or streamers from other communities. That's it, really. No, it doesn't work. No, I think that something in your method isn't working, which is weird. It's a bit strange. But I don't know what it is. Just by that description. There we go, they finally made it out. Because it does work. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on it. I'm just confused on why yours doesn't work. Flour? There's your flour. Logs. You can also... That was not their fault. Verify your files on Steam first as well. Have all DLC. You don't need all DLC, just the map ones. No, the point being that whatever issue you have that's causing the game to crash, it's not the fact that the Pro Mods thing is broken. Because otherwise it would happen to everyone. I'm just not 100% on what the issue actually is. Since when did the yacht? I don't know. Why do trains go into the quarry? You tell me that. Andy, my condolences. That's what it would be. I don't know what other words you want for that. Where is this? This is not in Varna. That's where my vehicle is. It's all the way up here. Right here. Squiggly road leading down to a quarry. That's where we are. Yeah. From their setup procedure, they have all the 7 files you need because they bought Pro Mods. I hope this doesn't turn into a scenario of that they have the free version and they end in .001, .002. Those files don't work. Why is there a quarry? I don't know. Because if then it's the damn brakes, Squishy, it all floods, doesn't it? It just doesn't sound right. You've got a little river down here, sure, but... Top 10 questions we probably shouldn't worry about. Yeah? Welcome in. Did you get the donated roll? Technically, no. The donated roll is given automatically because I connected Ko-fi to the Discord server. There's no way of auto-connecting YouTube super chats. The only YouTube thing that connects is members. J-Dog, welcome in. Shard, Kevin. Watch your report? Fine. Fine if you insist. So you'll see a bunch of stuff being brought down this road that definitely doesn't fit down this road. Did not fart. It did. I was probably talking over it. I did hear one. It's not going to be a very loud sound. Yeah, you need all the maps for Pro Mods. If they bought all of the maps and all of everything else at the same time, at least they have them all now, but you don't need that. You did super chat last time, yes, and I do appreciate that. I wish that it could sync with it. The reason the roll color is yellow is because Ko-fi's theme, one of the themes is yellow. And then for members, regardless of being a sub on any of the platforms, being a Ko-fi member is the most effective one to be. That's a nice gold color. Because those are the ones where you get videos early. This is something people need to not do as well. You take very, very heavy trailers and then you get stuck and then you sit there for a good 10 minutes revving your engine thinking it will start moving. It won't. It won't. This one rolled too far down. The other thing being, of course, stopping on a corner is just absolutely useless. Don't do that. Still there? Still there? Oh, come on, man. Just go vacate. If it takes you several minutes, that's too long, too much. Yacht, heavy thing, train. See? God damn it. Another real operations. We only just had one, like 2 weeks ago. Probably not this year. What do you tell them? I didn't say anything. Oh, I TP'd in for blocking. Blocking. Didn't kick them, I just moved them to the service. Be sometime next year. And then if you get stuck, you get the same result. They need a bit more of a run-up, though, that's the thing. Yeah, some heavy stuff's good. Like, so this could be used to move rocks and so on. This to sort of grind them down. This, no. This, maybe. Fuel and gases and so on. Maybe. No. That's a... Well, that doesn't weigh much. That's the farming thing. Trains? No, there's no train track down there. So... No. Same again. This one was just made, right? Yeah, this is the same person that's currently struggling. This one. Oh, they're making it though. Well, they're okay. That's fine. Just gotta wait a little bit more. Did you have to pop up on your TT as well? Well, I don't control whether I can or can't. It's nice that I do, though. I mean, you're here now, so that's good. Means it's working, doesn't it? Of which, I'm pointing down here, the goals in TikTok case, crazy. Crazy. Where is this? Norway. Top of Norway. Norway meets Russia. Yeah, you briefly cross over into Russia, and then back to Norway. So those that can see the map, TikTok can't see the map. You got Norway, then briefly Russia, where you go down the bendy bit, and then at the dam, at the quarry, you're in Norway again. It does need DLC. It needs map DLC, just the maps. You gotta go soon? That's fine.
Huh?
You made a huge mistake. You saved your TMP in 2024, and after 8 months, you haven't saved it. When it saved today. That means it auto-saved. Do you have recent autosaves? Just load an autosave, and then turn that save into a normal save. There's a tick box when you go to save that says show autosaves. ProMods. This is ProMods. ProMods needs the map DLCs for it to work, because ProMods changes parts in the map DLC. No. How do you not have autosaves? I don't think you can turn autosaves off. Tails, some of the puns that you do over time, some of them are quite interesting, but you're trying to pun everything. Every possible sounding word to do with a name. Some of them don't work, man. Will I what? And you know. I've no need to. How can you join? You need ProMods. You need TruckersMP. That's what we're playing on here. We have a ProMods server. But this is why I don't do too much, because you see how everyone is wondering what it is, because they have never seen this before. So much green. Different from their usual concrete hell that is the city road. Press continue, then it brings you to the save page, and then you load the game and then it crashes. What do you mean? Why are you loading the game if you've just set it up? Make a new profile and start from scratch with ProMods. Are you trying to load into another save with the ProMods mods? Hello, Bamboo. Thank you for the 3 stream. Brings you to that page. Yeah, for your... Because the game has changed. Yes. I remember that. It's probably for that, yeah. Or the fact that they tried to pass them on the corner. Like, this rush that you're doing is not necessary. Don't do that. Yeah, in the save game, load game, show autosaves, and you should have a bunch of them there. At least the last few, anyway. But they don't go back that far. Don't know why there's such a gap. Oh, because that was the last time I played on the ProMods. God damn. I really haven't played on it much. Yeah, it brings you to your load page, and then some of them where you've had previous crashes before, and then you load and it crashes. But do you already have a profile that you use for ProMods, and now you have the newest version of ProMods? Or is this your first time using ProMods? But the thing is, are you trying this directly in TMP? Are you loading in directly into TMP? Or are you making a new profile first? Because you need somehow a new profile for ProMods. First time. Okay. So if you're loading into your normal profile and you're doing it on TMP, it shouldn't load those mods. Because that's just not how that works. Are you trying to connect to the ProMods server? Yeah, I don't think that's why I'm asking if they're on single player as well. Made a new profile. Okay, are you, but then are you going directly into TruckersMP? Yes. Don't do that first, because you don't have a profile yet. Go into a normal server, load that up and get that saved. That's fine. Then, from the main menu there, you can make a new profile. Train's getting stuck. 1, 2, 3. What a shame, hey? Maybe lagging. Depends on who's near. Good evening, Gio. Doing well. How long is streaming? We'll be ending soon. We'll be wrapping it up soon. Maybe in another 10 minutes. We're doing pro mod support right now. It says the same. Okay. I'm still confused. The streak. The watch streak. It's when you pop out the channel points thing below the chat. There's a watch streak redeem. If you have one. What DLCs would you recommend? For a new player, get the maps first. Some of the maps. You don't necessarily do all of them. Gives you more places to explore. I don't know if they're about being more fun to watch. They're certainly weirder. How do you change tag? In the TMP settings. Settings, player tag. It's the first one. It's this. Not the main game settings in your TMP settings. The little cogwheel on the side of your player list, which you get by pressing tab. What was that? Blocking? Well, only for a little bit. What happened? Controller died, maybe? Really had to call you? Oh, they know. They know, Nath. Yes. I see lots of memes about people's spouses doing that as well. Usually the man goes to sit down, and the moment he sits down, his wife calls him for something. Like, darling, could you come over here, please? Okay, in single player, and it says the same. Right. Well, hang on, because in single player, you need the order of the mods first. You need to actually set them up in the mod manager. Are you using any other mods? With pro mods? Either in single player or attempting to in multiplayer. No other mods. Okay. Okay. But with little T. The little T is for Truckers FM. That's for... I don't want it to start playing, but that's how you connect to the radio in-game. It's a little overlay which shows you... No, I don't think it actually connects you. It just shows you what song's currently playing on the radio. Specifically the Truckers FM radio. Other parts. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Promods parts are... Is it 7 files then? And the def? I thought it was 7 in total. Either way, apparently they have all the files. And they bought them. They've downloaded the def file. What I wanted them to do is that if your game is crashing when you load... Because your game... You know when you load in and it makes you spawn into a city somewhere? It's changed. Something like that. And they're getting a crash there. Pipe drop noise? Then it's an annoying American song. Probably someone is spamming on the radio. If it's a metal pipe dropping sound, it's very loud. It's a distorted sound that people play. They shouldn't be playing that. On the radio. Loco, welcome in. SV, welcome in. Appreciate the follows. That's not that bad, really. If they did it the moment you were near to them, you know, they started moving and then you suddenly zoom down a hill, that's not that bad. Don't do that. Since Luxembourg, now you're in Hungary. Then I don't know. If you drive past construction sites, you'll hear drilling and things like that. Besides that, I don't know. I need to go through my playlist and generally remove these types of songs because they sounded good at the time, but now they just sound terrible. People just ruin these songs. He's trying to keep his speed up so he can accelerate, but oh gee, I wonder why people have stopped. No, I wonder. Oh, I immediately TP'd away, but that's... don't do that. Nope. There's a yellow bus here as well. There's a yellow bus everywhere. Again, but where? Promods. Very top of the Promods map. In Norway. Promods server. Please be a good one. Collisions. How do you get TMP? From its own website. TruckersMP's own website. It's a client. An installer. You run it and you connect it to where your games are installed. On Steam, like the folder. And then when you go to play TMP, you launch it through the client itself, not through Steam. For TMP, yes, you need 2 hours of playtime in single player first, which isn't much. That time is ideally meant to be you learning how to play the game in the first place. Good job. So assuming you're completely from scratch, 2 hours is enough time to do a few quick jobs, single player. Then after time, you're able to join, and then you should know what you're doing. A lot of people, though, just leave the game open for 2 hours. And then they don't read the rules, and then they act confused when they get banned for something. You made an account, but you haven't played 2 hours. Ah, that probably is why it won't let you do it, yes. Along with connecting to it, you need everything to be visible on your Steam, like when you change the privacy settings. Just so it can see it. At least 2 hours. Go maybe like 2.5 or something, and then it may not sync immediately. The worst they can do is take like a day to sync. But it may not. What settings? In your Steam, when you go to edit your profile, where you can show if your profile can be viewed by other people and things like that. Set those to public briefly, just so it can check it. Because some people have issues with that. The full map for free? Don't. If you mean the Pro Mods map, there is a free download of it. You don't have to pay for it. But you need the map mods for it. You two could have ironically missed each other by being in the wrong lane, the wrong adjacent lane. They wanted to cut the corner and the other one wanted to keep the speed up going down the hill. Just like that. So that's kind of a... Both of you did the same sort of thing there. I understand you wanting to maintain your speed there. That's a bit funny. Forgot to flinch. I knew it was coming. Oh, what is public? Yes, that's fine. So yeah, I think just the 2 hours. Work on getting your 2 hours of game time. Some arguably say it should be more than that. Maybe not for every server. If we were to have a very realistic server, I think that could be a good idea. Walking, well, a little bit. Kind of in the road. Still there? No. Okay, they have gone. Will you moderate Duisburg Calais? I did. The first half of the stream I was in CD Road. Supposed to be a simulation, yes, exactly. Supposed to. But I mean, you know. Posture, thank you, Nico. I was slouching on one leg for a bit. Where is this? Norway. Very top of Norway, the Pro Mods map, so you can go further up than what you can normally get to. And there is a very bendy road leading to a quarry. That's where we are. 1 extra AMA. I mean, you can keep adding stuff to it if you want. It'll take me ages to go through them, though. They might have wanted to roll back down to try another run-up, but this wasn't... that's not what they intended, obviously. Is that them? Just a completely white mistake? Yes, it is. Okay, so they managed to get down, maybe to try again. But I don't think it's working. How do you join because it don't work? What are you trying for it not to work? God, they're not having a good day. Nice. Can you ban revoke if the guy who reported you does not have evidence anymore? After a while, yes. If you mean if you were banned, for example, within the last hour by me and there's no video yet, that's not qualification for that. Because there will be videos sorted out. The location is the ProMods map. ProMods map is much larger than the normal map. As you can see, there's a lot of places you can already go to, and the location in question is all the way at the top here, where Norway branches over, and then technically in Finland for a bit, really. But it counts that as Russia. Interesting. But yeah, it's here. The ProMods map can be free. There is a paid optional download which gets you the files easier, but it's nothing is ever truly free. It requires the map DLCs for the game, which you have to pay for. ProMods works, yes. We're in the newest, whatever, pre-recorded video for 10 years ago. Don't yell at them, Nath. No one answered for 24 hours. It can take up to a few days, but usually less than that, because people have things to do and likely many more appeals to look at as well. Not following. Which do you need? What do you need? All of the maps. The map expansions for the like France, Italy, Scandinavia, all of those, including Greece. Because this map edits each one. I don't think it edits much in Greece yet, but it still needs Greece. Now, you logged in, but you can't join the service. Okay, why can you not join the service? Do you not have 2 hours of single player time? You could have the same issue. Is there a new one? I don't know when Greece released. Released last year, didn't it? What DLC don't you need? Anything except the maps. You don't need the paint DLCs. You don't need the trailer DLCs, stuff like that. If you're talking about just to get promos to work. It just needs the maps. 6 or 7 map DLCs. Posted in the online media, I'll have a look at that. I'm well aware of what the metal pipe dropping sound is, because I've used it sometimes. Tomorrow will be your 5th stream. You'll be there. 8.1 hours. Okay, so that's fine. So then how can you not join the servers? That's confusing. Thank you, Nath. Appreciate it. You know the 6-7 thing that you're talking about? I actually looked up that song. That song is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. And it's a great summary of what a meme that people will start referencing. If it was a good song, I think people wouldn't be referencing the song. It sounds so bad. By quoting it, you're making the wrong people famous, chat. Find someone with good music and make their music famous. Song review? Yeah, it's by Skrilla or something, not Krewlex. It's such a terrible song. Yeah, it's a quote from a song because he just randomly starts saying 6, 7. Doesn't make any sense at all. This is the report because they were blocking. I know I failed. 4th of December. Yeah, apparently it's from a song because I had to look it up. But like, why else would people just randomly be saying that specifically? If it's written anywhere. Yeah. ×1. This is your ×1. 69 is just funny. 69's been going for ages. I support that. So that's a great number. But this one specifically. You know when whatever that song was where he was talking about 1738 and that went popular on Vine and things like that? Yeah. 21. That would be... if it was a good meme, then yes. But this meme just makes no sense. They're not good memes. Lizard is a better meme than that. At least Lizard is kind of funny. You like jazz? That's a good meme. Great meme. Vine. People have been wanting to bring back Vine. And some people have been doing, like, repurposing their old TikToks or doing TikToks in the style of when they would have been on Vine. So they're only like 6 seconds long. Those were good. Okay, if you go in TMP, you can't join the servers you want to join in. You get sent to the lobby. The E meme, that's good. Okay, so when you load up... I have to keep this open because it's not ended yet. When you load up TMP launcher, what screen comes first? The login screen. Nice, you log into your account. Then you select what server you want. Yes. Then you select what profile you want. Any of those steps you get stuck on. From what I think, Lizard is from... What's the film called? It's a sort of a new Disney Pixar cartoon thing. I think it appears in the post-credits sort of random other clips that plays, and then for some reason there's a lizard gecko thing that is typing on the phone, just smacking the button to type the lizard emoji on the phone. And it's just the lizard, lizard, lizard. Elio, something like that, yeah. They're struggling to get up the hill, man. Hoppers, that's the word, yes. It's easy to look up. Are you gonna sample because I've said it now? I'll delete it. Delete that quote. Do I know when it's coming to console? No, I do not. How do you do profile? Do I make an edit? I do not give permission. I'm trying to understand the procedure of how you're doing it and how it doesn't work for you. One more. Give permission? I do not. It's my content. Don't do that. Not many people have tried making edits, but I'm very picky with edit stuff. So anyone that does try and make an edit, I know it won't be that good. Just being for real. Most of them probably won't be that good. That's why I'm very concerned. But you know when people say, oh, say this for an edit, and they're usually in the TikTok comments, those are dreadful. They're all so bad. And they're made on CapCut. They're all terrible. Could be wrong load order, but if you're doing it directly on TMP, you don't need the load order. Which is nice. You used to. Load game. You would have to, if you... Well, hang on. Are you having the same problem as what the other one was doing? Are you're connect pro mods or just generally on the server? Is this your first time ever playing? Yeah, I do like when people... The screenshot thing, the comment, the picture idea, that's a good one. I like that. That's a good addition. I'm just trying to visualize the step-by-step of what you're doing. First time, okay. Do you have a profile set up? Have you done it in single player first? It's just easier to do that. Because then that's how you get your 2 hours. And you said you have 8. I think it was you that said you have 8. So that's fine. You have a TMP account. When you load up the client, you log in with your TMP account. Then you pick the server you want, so Simulation 1. unless pro mods, you're trying to do pro mods. And then you pick your profile and then continue career. Or if you have a different profile, you select whatever profile you want. That is where it would be. And then if you're loading from single player to multiplayer, it could tell you to load a recent save, which is fine. Any part of that being the problem? Why do people do this? Stop doing that. Have I confused you, Kirby? I probably have. I'm trying to describe it. I don't know why I don't just show you it. Banned, and they're here now. Unless you were trying to pull over. What I don't get is when people pull over, but they spend so long pulling over. It just takes them a while. You know. There's a place called Lizard in the UK. Oh well. You're on the service. Okay, so what's the problem then? Or like the server list. What part? What was it? Remind me. He doesn't know what the problem is. You two are having different problems, or are you having the same problem? That's very weird if you're having the same problem at the same time. Server list. Let me check it out. Title screen. Just visualize this. Okay. So, log into your account. Log in. Server list. I would select ProMods. When it lets me do that. There we go. Then I would, which you can't see us off the screen, I'd select continue career, or you choose which profile you want. Yeah? Continue career. Not load game, just continue career. It will resume from where you were last time. If you're going from single player to multiplayer, I guess that's where it would pick you to load game first. Is that what the issue is? I'm glad you've enjoyed the stream. It's been mostly tech support. And there we go. Then, of course, it tells me my wheel is not plugged in. I wish this could be toggled. I know it's not plugged in. You have to tell me every time. And then you press drive and it will load you into the server. The mods. Which mods? Pro mods. That's from the Pro mods site. That's a whole other setup tutorial that you need to have a look at. At least the game audio works. But I didn't restart the game that time. Why is it so weird, so picky and so broken? Check your question. If your friend and you crash into each other on an empty road and do all sorts of stuff, but on a single TMP road, would you get banned? What's that famous phrase of, if no one's around in a forest, would they hear your scream? That kind of thing? If no one else is around, technically no one would know that you're doing that. But what if some random person shows up and happens to see you? What if? And I've had this happen before. When I end a report and my camera gets put wherever it last was in the report, like here. So my camera just happens to be here, okay? And if you two are crashing into each other on this corner, I've seen it. But you wouldn't know because no one else is near you. If the police don't see it, it's not a crime. Well, I'm not going to encourage that directly, but I'll basically say that a lot of stuff probably happens where we don't see it. So, it's your own risk if you do it on the normal servers. Pipe Job was from Steam playing the Train Sim World trailer. Oh, in the background. Wow, I see. Because you were looking at the page? Fair enough. Matching prefixes. Yeah, but I don't see the tags. So technically it doesn't matter. Bulgaria. I'm in Varna at the moment, the city of Varna. When I last drove on ProMods, I don't know when, but this is where I last ended up. That was a very long time ago.